Okie dokie. So, you guys may remember that not that long ago, not even 24 hours ago, I suggested that the Seattle Seahawks were done on their defensive line. I thought they had done everything they needed to do to build a great defensive line for the 2021 season, and I thought we were probably not going to make any more moves along there once we had released Jerron Reed, which is coming in the next hour. Well, seems like that wasn't quite the case because as of just a couple minutes ago, Ian Rappaport reported that the Seahawks and defensive tackle Al Woods have come to an agreement. And we may remember Al Woods from a couple years ago when he spent a year on the Seahawks and actually gave us pretty good snaps as a run stuffing nose tackle. So when I heard about this signing, my first thought was he's going to be a warm body for camp. He's just going to be around for the training camp and preseason. And if somebody gets hurt or somebody really underperforms, then he can stick around. But then otherwise, we're going to cut him. He's not going to make the 53 man in all likelihood. He's just going to be a veteran presence for the preseason and training camp. He's 34 years old. He didn't play football last year. Last time he played football, he got busted for steroids, which may have affected his ability to play at a relatively high level in 2019. I didn't really think he was part of the plan beyond just that. But then I see this contract. 1 year, 3 million with a $750,000 signing bonus. That's not really the kind of contract you usually give to a guy who you're just going to use as a warm body in training camps. So now I have to reevaluate, and I'm a little confused on what exactly this means. As I see it right now, the defensive tackles on this team going into 2021 were going to be Collier, Ford, and Mone, with Rasheem Green shifting to the inside on the occasional snap. So now we're bringing in Al Woods, and we're bringing him in on the kind of contract that makes me believe that we're planning on actually utilizing him and playing him in actual games. So, look, I will admit you can never have enough depth on the defensive line, especially when it comes to pass rushers, but even when it comes to guys like Al Woods. You can't have too many players on that defensive line. But now I'm kind of wondering, what are we doing with LJ Collier? Are we bringing in Al Woods so Collier can stay on the edge? Are we bringing him in to get rid of Brian Monet? Maybe we decided we don't really think that highly of him. What are we doing? So, yeah, a little confused by this. I don't think it's a bad move. One thing I will say, though, is yeah, Al Woods didn't play football last year. He's 34 years old. Last time he played, like I said, he got busted for steroids. In fact, he might still have to serve the last couple games from that suspension when he joins the team, for all I know. So, yeah, I don't see why this guy needed a penny more than the veteran minimum. Who was going to give this guy money? Nobody gave him money last year. What's changed? So, this contract kind of made me do a double take. I was expecting, well, I wasn't expecting us to get Al Woods, period. But if we did, I thought he was going to get not a penny more than the league minimum. So this threw me for a little bit of a loop, and it tells me we're actually planning on using him this season. And that's not a bad thing. You know, Collier, he's a little undersized for a defensive tackle. You might not want to put him there 30, 40 snaps a game. And he does provide some depth behind Ford and maybe Monet. And again, you can never have enough bodies on that defensive line. But at a certain point, I'm starting to wonder, are we going to have enough snaps for all these players? Because a lot of these players are young, and we need to see what they can do. So they need to get on the field enough to actually show us something meaningful. But regardless, this is the latest and greatest from the Seattle Seahawks. Al Woods, former defensive tackle for the Seahawks, among many other teams, after a year off, is back in Seattle. 1 year, $750,000 signing bonus. 34 years old. Seems likely to be the number 3 or number 4 defensive tackle, depending on how we view LJ Collier's status going forward. But we'll talk more about this later. But there you go. Breaking news. I'm out of here. Streams later. Maybe another video later if something goes down. But hey, we're not done. And whatever you want to say about the specific signings, I think it's kind of cool that we're being so active. I appreciate it. I think that we have our heads in the right area. And even if I don't totally agree with this signing, I do appreciate the fact that we're still trying to get better. And that's the kind of stuff that I felt like was missing a little bit in some recent years. And this offseason, you can't say it's not there. See you guys later.